Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome to the first postgame show of the 2022-2023 NBA regular season and the 11th season for Miami Heat Beat. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas. And with me today, on the eve of a Celtics, of a Knicks loss and a Heat win.
Come on, rookie.
Pablo's really...
Oh, good. You need to hear it twice.
Yeah, I know. So good. Okay. Pablo, make sure to remember to turn off the music when
make sure the repeat button isn't.
I told you were still on probation. That's the take.
The intern's really looking like Tyler Herro out there today. You know, just struggling on first day at school. With me today, we got the great Siobhan.
Hello, people.
How we doing?
Great.
We're doing great. We got Franky, my playback co-host today. We were on the playback. Playback also had a Tyler Herro kind of night, but we got through it. How you doing, friend? We just spent the last 2.5 hours.
I wish playback was as decent as Tyler played. But shout out to Bam. He won on and off the court tonight.
Chat's asking if this is a sober post game. Yes, it is. Listen, I'm having water. We're all hydrating tonight. Happy, good.
You do what you want to do, Shadow.
Yeah, you do what you want to do. And last but certainly not least, the reality check master, Max Cipher herself, Tiffanny Meeks.
Hey, feeling good. Feeling real good.
We're feeling really good. We're loving it. Let's listen. I don't want to be negative today. They won a basketball game. Miami Heat won their first game. They're 1-0. They have not lost a game.
Mm-hmm.
They're one for their last one. You know?
Never lost.
They ended the season on a loss and they won today. They were up by 19. It looked good. They blew the lead. We'll get into all that. Let's be happy today. Let's talk about the good. I want to start with Jacquez because he's the guy that I was most excited to watch play today, other than my beloved. But we won't get into him. We'll get into him later. Bond, Jacquez he did not look like a rookie today. He looked disciplined. He looked ready. He looked, he got them dudes biting on those fakes, those little up and unders. The finishing was very impressive with him. What did you like from Rook today?
Everything. I've been I'm super excited for him. And since the draft, really since the preseason, it's the body. It is how solid he is. And he's so fundamental. Someone was talking about, he's about to be 29. He's an old ass rookie. Y'all are so spoiled by these rookies coming out at like 16, 14, 13 years old. Like that's a guy who's had 4 years of college experience. And so some of the rookie things, while it's a different speed, he figured that out in like junior, senior year. And it's just kind of a different translation of readiness. It's the bite and his movements. Even his pivots are so clean. His fakes, they're like Dwayne gives you the fake and like you just go because that is Dwayne. That's that mid range. But like Ame's fake is definitive. It's really crisp, and I think it's really just the crispness of his movements and how comfortable he looks. Like he doesn't look rushed, and he feels good. I'm super excited for him. Franky talked about him, or damn, am I doing the Cuban thing again? Was that Lou?
No, it was me.
Like using him, as a ball handler off the bench. And I said earlier, like I think he's your Jimmy backfill, and so I'm just really excited for him. And I think it was a good taste. I think he got a great first taste, and I think he should feel good about it for himself.
I want to give some shout outs to the audience. Eric the Great resubscribed at tier 1. 37 months.
Eric the Great.
30. That's a long time. 37 months is 3 years.
Good math.
Whose contract
I
is
busted out the calculator app. I was stalling. And shout out to Megan 2017. They resubscribed for 1 year, 12 months. I could do that math. Eric the Great also said, F Kyle Lowry. I'm reading it only because Eric paid So congratulations, Eric. I would never read that otherwise.
So make sure you subscribe so
Right.
you can make G read more messages.
I read your Eric is like in all caps. Read your message. Listen, I did it. I did my job. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I got you. Tiff, and then we'll go to you, Franky. Tiff, we talked a little bit on the playback, and I said, man, Jacquez is like a Tiff kind of player. I liked what I saw, and I just want to piggyback on everything that Bond said. He feels very much like a Tiffanny Meeks kind of player.
It's funny because when they drafted him, I ain't gonna lie, I literally side chatted Bond and I said, "Who the hell is this?" And she was like, "Just watch the highlights. Just watch the highlights." So about
and I'm not even a look at the highlights person.
Yeah.
A month later, I said, let me watch the highlights, and I did, and I thought, okay, looks pretty good, but I need to see him, during the season. Not gonna lie, he looked damn good.
Franky?
He looks honest on the court.
Yes.
He's an honest player. On a team full of grifters, he's honest. On a team with Kyle Lowry, it was an honest day's work. Franky, listen, we were at the playback. We were excited when Juan Wick got to working. Those finishes. Listen, that was Purell, clean.
He got to the rim cleanly more than like half the team did. Like he was comfortable with the pivots, with the reverses, with the hooks. His feel for the game has always been high. We talked about this when we did our draft prep, but he had like one of the highest feels we've seen in all the guys we scouted. Obviously, the 4 years of college helps, of course, with that. But he's just comfortable. Like there's guys on this team right now that he has more feel than does. This is his first game, and you would not think that if you didn't know who he was. He was not sped up. He was under control, reading the defense. Whatever looks they were giving him, they were running offense through him in the post for a good stretch.
This.
Yes. Oh. Look at them. Fake the DHO.
Clear the lane.
Pump fake. Boom. Reverse.
And Bond, look at, they leave Tyler, who's a very good spot up shooter. Once he starts reading that pass, that's a great dimension to their offense.
Yeah.
No, take the layup. He doesn't need to be like everybody else on the Heat and pass.
No, but I'm saying when that guy comes to help, you know what I mean? Like if obviously like that's a great finish, but that's super big time.
I like
Bond.
You go up for the
right. Did you see his shoulders?
Square.
When he made that move. When he made that, it was
He's a great mover. He's great in his body.
He's already top 3 IQ on the team for me.
Might not be 3. Gad was on the timeline talking about, who's the 5th best one. Do we know for sure who is 4th best? But Ami is going to be knocking on some doors very, very soon. He's already at the door. Like he's right here to the knock.
He needs to play more than 13 minutes.
Yes.
So what the hell was the minutes distribution tonight?
Weird. I'm like, why the fuck is he not playing more? What happened?
And that's why it was a 1-point game to close. But look, great read right there. Great pass. His passing really shown out tonight. We talked about this when we were breaking down the wings. Like he should be the guy on the best time when they ran the all bench unit with him, Brian, Duncan, Caleb, and Tyler. The offense flowed only when he had the ball, was making decisions, running the show.
Yeah, because they put him and Tyler off in that right corner one time to do nothing, and they were trying to run 2-man with Duncan and Thomas, and I was like, ooh.
It was not pretty. But he gets the ball moving. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with Franky that I wish he did a little bit more of handling with kind of second units and stuff. Hopefully that's something that we see going forward. But obviously, guys, I think for sure he was the brightest spot tonight. I think the other, I don't know if you want to, how did we feel about Bam's game today? Because Bam had a little bit of a strange game, I think. I thought his shot selection, Bond, was a little bit on the strange side. I thought they posted him up quite a bit. I know that they liked some of the matchups he got They would post him in that corner. I basically didn't like anything that wasn't a face up. I thought he was taking those sweeping shots too often. Like, why are you shooting from down here, man? That was one thing that I wasn't crazy about. What did you think of kind of his overall game tonight? Bon, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
I agree. I think I love him going to the mid range, but I just want him to feel more solid. And I hate the leaner, and I'm not a fan of, like you said, like the sweep through all the way. It's like it's too much motion in a shot from that distance for someone who like it feels like such a finesse shot from that distance, and I don't want it to. I agree with you that I think that they did, a bit more posting of him, and I liked it. I appreciated it. And even if I tweeted this, and a bunch of us have said it before, like, you don't have to, for me at least, I don't need him to like be posting up and trying to give me baseline drop steps and too much of the, I don't need him to be posting up and trying to give me like Shaq things. He can I just want him to establish his position strong and like show his numbers, like be felt on the post up, and then get into your face up survey, look at whatever kind of else you want. He had something early on where the pass off the face up to Duncan was it was saucy. He had a drive earlier where it wasn't even a drive. I thought it should have been. He like ripped through, turned around, went up, but it was like a half drive. He pulled it at like the top of the charge circle. I'm like, you could have kept going. But I agree. I think he had a little bit of a weird game. But even that from him, what was it, like 24 and 10 or something? Like he should be fine.
Tiff.
Yes.
Bam and shot selection.
How's my audio?
You sound
Great.
beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Bam and shot selection. Where were you at today?
I mean, the same thing. Bon and I have this conversation all the time. I love Bam in the high post, but I love Bam playmaking out of the high post, and I feel like I never see enough of that. When he's got smaller people on him, he has got to be decisive.
Yeah.
Because what did you say he had 24 and 10?
No, I lied. It's 22 and 8.
I was gonna say he got 10.
No, it was near.
So looking at the matchups and how they kept switching onto him and he kept getting smaller people, that should have easily been 30. Like he, and I don't look at it as him hogging the ball. He has the mismatch. He needs to go for it. Like that's just the way basketball works. And he settles so much for that. Like, it's not even a fadeaway. It's
a lean back.
Yeah.
Right. He settles for it
leader.
so much. Right. An off-balance shot when you got a smaller defender. I think it's to me, it's just something that he just has to become aware of in the moment.
Yeah.
Franky.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No. I was just saying he just has to become aware of it in the moment and take advantage.
Franky, we were talking about this, like, to Tiff's point, the shy away shot, you know what I mean? Like when you're going into a guy's body, you're the bigger guy. Like you shouldn't be like kind of going away from that. You should be getting in. Like those guys got to prove to you that they can, you know what I mean? Like that they can kind of withstand the force of your drive.
Yeah, there's not enough physicality in his drives, not enough punishment. He's, especially when he has the mismatches, he tries to finesse it still, tries to shoot over guys, and he doesn't like really, you don't feel his strength and like powering through guys. I would love for him to pick up offensive fouls, swinging an elbow, getting by a guy. I don't care. I want that aggression a lot more. Instead of trying to dribble through traffic, one dribble, one, two, boom. That's what I want to see. I want to see he gets knocked off balance so easily when he's trying to establish position. If it's not a quick face up, that I just want a little bit more decisiveness. Just I'm going to go one move, counter, go. That's what I want to see. And that's what we talked about last year. We were the three of us were talking about how we want to see him with a new trainer. We want to see something different. He needs to be exposed to something different. It doesn't look like anything different. He had a good game. I don't want to take that away from him.
Right.
But I absolutely love that you're talking about his shot selection. It's not going to move the needle enough. 22 on 13 though. I love the 10 free throws. He got bailed out on a lot of those on the ref side, but defensively he was everywhere. I like that we saw him in drop. for most of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get on to the next guy because Bam definitely is not a low light tonight.
No, absolutely not. And I just kind of wanted to get to that. I mean, he had a lot of nice that block to transition dunk. I mean, I like kind of the assertiveness that he had today. I think it's a positive that he was looking for a shot today, that there was an aggression and an urgency to kind of run his offense as we have on the play here. Look, that's a great defensive play. Good heads up play by Kevin Love. Yeah.
Boom. 2 dribbles. That's all.
No, Bon, that's a great point. Say that for the audience again.
Him in the drop, like Franky just said, like being able to. And so and he is so quick, and like if he has a chance to like size it up on his way back, he should have a bunch of those.
Mm-hmm.
Schmeet the Smolnik says Franky reminds him of Sal from Impractical
Schmiffany.
Schmiffany, excuse me, Schmiffany Schmeeks. So I think an overall positive
2 dribbles
game.
from half court.
Yeah, that's what I want.
One more time, Pablo.
One more time, Pablo.
Where does he pick this
For
up?
the people.
I just love
He
the
gets into the move.
But Bond, you and Tiff have been calling for Bam in the drop more than anybody.
Yep.
It's just
Look at this.
For so many reasons.
2
And
dribbles.
Jimmy messed up his spacing.
Yep.
He did.
What else
For
is
huge Miami Heat basketball. Get the fuck out the way.
Franky and Jack hate that. That's like the thing Franky and Jack hate the most.
I wish Bam's girlfriend was saying something and teaching them about fucking running a good transition break.
Listen, she need to get her teammates and teach the rest of them how to run it with them. Shit. Let Chelsea run a practice.
Kind of
Hey, if Spo goes to the front office, Becky better be taking over.
Bro,
listen.
I'm glad that you brought up Spo. I have a question for you guys. What was going on today? What was he cooking, bro?
Man.
Bond
Ramen.
Because you weren't
ramen.
on the playback. The shit that got me mad was the amount of minutes that Duncan played with. He threw out Tyler, Thomas Bryant, and Duncan Robinson. And I go, that he must hate Duncan. Doesn't get to play with Bam and put him with the 2 worst defenders that are going to get minutes. That's not fair. It was not fair.
Correct. No, I agree.
Listen.
And then offensively, again, had no flow. That lineup is the 3 of them and then Ame and Caleb. And I'm like, what's happening?
Too many guys that really want to shoot.
What are we trying to make fetch here?
Yeah.
They had one guy that didn't want to shoot, and then Spo played the 3 dudes that just want to shoot.
Man. And Caleb just wanted to shoot tonight.
I think Caleb just wanted to feel something that wasn't the pain in his knee.
Right.
You should have just stopped before you said pain in his knee.
I just want to feel.
Wanted to feel something. On the playback, he had like this move where he actually got like nice separation on a turnaround, and I go, Boston Caleb clanks the shot front rim, and I go, Denver Caleb.
Hey, that's that lift. It's hard to push. When I say his play style, he's so bursty, he's so athletic. Everything is on his toes. Everything's on the ball of his feet. That is directly at that tendon area. You know how, like, you ever lifted or squatted and they say drive through your heels, right? It takes the pressure off of your toes. His game is all toes. So he'll have spots where he'll be okay, but it's definitely maintenance plan.
Yeah, I just, Franky, true disaster class by Spo today. I'm gonna be honest.
It's we heard a lot in the preseason of like, oh, don't worry about Kyle and Kevin starting. They're going to be spot starters. Kevin's and credit to Kevin because he had a better game than he started really bad and picked it up along the way. 13 and 10 is solid. 4 for 9, a little too much shooting, but 3 for 6 from 3. We'll take that.
From Kevin,
we kind of cooked him.
What was too much shooting? Is that who you're talking about, Kevin?
Kevin had 9 shots.
No, I like Kevin. I thought Kevin had a good game today.
Yeah,
he was solid. Took a lot of shots though, but
listen, there was a guy that didn't want to shoot. Somebody had to do it.
I mean, there was a guy who really wanted to shoot.
There was a lot going on. It was truly a mixed bag.
It was 12 games in one tonight. Like,
it was an adventure.
It was literally everybody out there with something to prove or nothing to prove. This was so crazy, and the fact that they even won, I'm even more surprised.
That's just crazy because you got Bam. I don't know why he's trying to post up and take these fucking sweeping shots. Then you have Jimmy just not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? You have Caleb doing physical therapy like in real time. You have Kyle. I don't even know what was wrong with my man today.
Kyle was just happy to be in the number.
Plus 4, baby. Plus 4.
I had the best seat in the house, honestly.
Hey, didn't have a turnover. You know,
Kyle was out there on VR.
I was like, yo, you're paying me for this? This is crazy.
Kyle was out there like,
He's like, these graphics are crazy.
that was that foul when he fouled Cade like at the 3-point line, like on the floor. He was just like trying to feel. Oh, is this real? Oh shit! Raised his hand. He's like, my bad.
he didn't even know he was starting tonight. My man heard his name and just fucking ran off the bench.
And you know what it's like? It's
my
like
favorite was like G on playback all night. Just anytime Kyle did anything. Well, look at that box out. Oh, elite.
Quick hands. No, but I realized that with Kyle, I imagine I don't have children, but I imagine if I have a kid, it's like your kid like walks 3 steps without like spitting. You're just like, oh my god, good job. I feel like that's how I am with Kyle. Like
he's a marathon runner.
Yeah, dude.
That's literally
like if I was coaching my kid, that's what I'd be like. I'd be like, oh my god, like you didn't dribble off your foot.
I'd hate to play for you as your kid.
I'd be so supportive.
Right, and we lose. Like
I'm not the disciplinarian. We know you guys have worked with me enough to know that that's Brian Goins. Brian Goins is a hard fist, and I'm like the
Kyle saw 3 hoops and shot at nothing.
The name is cute. What Fig said? Because then you got to say like what Fig
said. It was really funny when Kyle had a moment where it was like early, like he comes off a screen and he like I was like, oh, he's gonna pull up. Had no interest in it. Just decided no, and then tried to he did hit Jimmy. He hit Jimmy for a nice pass, and Jimmy got blocked like 5 times. So we're not gonna get into that. We don't got to get into that.
I mean, they all got blocked like 5 times.
Shout out to Beef Stew. Shout out to Beef Stew. Absolutely fucking.
They had 13 blocks.
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
That rookie Thompson, he had 5 blocks.
Yo,
that's fucking funny.
Tyler's gonna be seeing that guy in his nightmares. Oh my god.
We got that's the saddest shit. It's like we got everybody with weak legs. Nobody can fucking jump on our team.
Beef Stew had 0 blocks. Surprisingly, you confused him with Duren.
Shockingly, no. That guy was like he was physical, bro. He was good. He had a great game. I wish we had him. I was like, man, what do we got to do to get one of him?
One of who?
I mean, you got to want one of him to get one.
I want a Beef Stew. Andy, can we have a Beef Stew? He's gonna point at Orlando.
Andy
Robinson.
gonna ask you if it's on sale.
We have Beef Stew at home.
All right,
Orlando Robinson.
Kyle's a Beef Stew.
You gonna take this chunky and get the hell out of my face.
I got Campbell's.
All right, guys. We gotta get to Tyler Herro because I don't even. Again, a true mixed bag of a night, and he was one of the 20 plot lines. Man, he put him up. He put him up, Franky.
Did. Yeah, he definitely did. And credit to him. We talk a lot about him. Just when his shot's not falling, what else is he doing? And early on, you really felt his defensive activity, getting steals, being playing the passing lane, getting deflections, being smart too. Like it wasn't just gambles and getting lucky and getting rewarded for those gambles. He was playing good defense. Offensively, some of them were just missed shots. He had a lot of in and outs, but man, just there's got to be some IQ there, knowing, hey, it's not my night. I gotta move the ball. I gotta do some other things. I can't just keep shooting. He almost shot them out of the game, honestly, and set like Bam had 22 points on 13 shots, and Tyler had 16 on 24. Like he's got that shot distribution. He's got to be aware of that. He's got to be smarter about that. And a lot of it is just stuff that he hasn't been able to do. He wasn't blowing by guys. Most of those blocks were by the guy guarding him. It wasn't like a help side block or anything like that, which is concerning for me. Those, like, you got to know that situation. I'm not getting by this guy. I shouldn't be trying to shoot a layup past him. So he's got to be smarter. He's a smart kid though. I hope he's not trying to prove something and forsaking the team by doing so.
Bond?
I agree. And Alpha's been in the chat, like, Ryan Tyler a little bit. And it's first game. And there is, okay. You have to keep shooting. But to Franky's point, and to the Bam kind of point, the shot selection and when it comes in the clock and when it comes, like, at what stretch in the game, you can't be taking bad shots in momentum losing moments, right? Like he started off poorly, got on a little bit of a run. The issue with him is when he recovers from starting poorly, that feels like an extra kind of green, like, okay, I'm good to kind of just keep going. And you are, but I agree with Franky, there has to be a balance, a time, place kind of balance to it. And understanding that, like, bad shot selection as you are losing momentum and as the other teams are kind of coming back, it fucks the team. These are transition opportunities. We can't get set up. We're scrambling. And, it's just a little bite of deflate at the moment. But I first game, all of them had a bunch of, like, feeling it out type of things. He has 5 games for me to get the efficiency to level out a bit, but he got 3 games for me before the feel for time, place, momentum, shot selection needs to feel a bit more solid.
He was active, and I think that's what you want out of him. Obviously, like a tough night, and I think
looked good defensively too. Though.
They're lengthy. No, yeah, he was, and that's all you can ask for from a guy like him. They're lengthy, Tiff. You know what I mean? Like that. I think that's going to be like a kind of matchup that's going to give him problems. But ultimately, I think that I agree with everybody here that, young fella, you just got to keep putting him up.
No, I agree. That's it. And honestly, he need to put this behind him and get ready for Friday.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's really not too much more to say because he knows what he needs to do and he knows what the team needs. So that's it. It's piss or get off the pot.
Yeah.
So the other kind of bright spot tonight, who is I think is going to have a connection to Herro for as long as he's in a Heat uniform, is Duncan Robinson, right? They're both the 2 shooters on the team. They both Duncan really started to play Herro's rookie year. And I think we're going to be forever in the era. We're going to be forever asking the question, can they play together? And I guess tonight the answer was yes tonight, right? Like they went on like a little run together. I thought Duncan looked good today, and I thought he had everything about his game that you want. He was kind of giving you some off the dribble stuff. He was shooting. He wasn't forcing anything.
His passing was good too.
His passing was good. Bam had that one nice kind of play to kind of get him the ball off the face up, which we really liked. He missed a couple spot ups, but really made the tough ones as Pablo gets the thing. Yeah, that was a great cut. His back door is great, and you love that. Pablo, run that back one more time, because with Bam, pause it right here. Like, that's where, and we talked about this in the Bigs preview with Jack. That's where I want Bam a lot this season. At that elbow, he's such a good passer.
He's nowhere near the elbow.
Well, I know, but he's up, and I guess
he changes. It matters.
Yes, I know. You know what I mean, though. Like, I know the elbows, right there, like at the little right next to the paint. I'm pointing at it with my mouse. I'm pointing at it with my mouse.
All right,
he's at the top of the key. He's not even
really, kind of. I guess. Yeah, you're right.
He's literally at the top of the key. What do you
literally at the top of the key. I like Bam in playmaking positions that are not down. Yeah. I guess the point is that I like the inverted. I like the inverted stuff, and I think that the backdoor is good. Theoretically, you have shooters on the weak side, Kevin and Kyle. I say theoretically.
All right, I'm weak at that.
In air quotes. And then Bam had the other one, Pablo, where Bam kind of makes a play off the dribble to kick it to Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan had 3 layups today.
Yeah. So just all around good game. All around good game from Dunk Bond. Like, I think that you're gonna need him to kind of contribute in that sense in the regular season to keep their offense watchable.
Yeah. I think the offense will be watchable, but you want to see him kind of get that splash back to him. We said it in the Wings pod. I feel like this offense this season will feel more tailored or more conducive to the way that he likes to play. He'll be able to kind of get back in motion. They'll be able to do some misdirection and some other things. And I love that. I love the slip. You think you're bringing Jimmy off the high? No. Duncan's man is ready to, to overhelp and to play that. I love the backdoor. So I think that he feels calmer. I think he feels lighter. I think he has, a good season.
Tiff, you have anything on Duncan before we transition to Jimmy?
I think, not gonna lie, I'd rather see him on the court without Tyler.
Yes, always.
And have an extra, and then you have that extra, because I think those shots should go to Duncan. I don't think Duncan should be sharing shots with Tyler sharing the floor. Yeah. Like, I think because he's showing us he can do all these little things on top of shoot the three. So why not try to capitalize on what he can do while he's doing it? Because if he's serving you right now, let him serve.
Let him.
It's going to be a balancing act too, because either one of Duncan or Tyler is going to have to play with Thomas Bryant. So you kind of have to mitigate your defense a little bit in that way, because obviously, and Tyler is going to play with Kevin Love some as well. So I think it's a balancing act for the coaching staff. But I agree that you should keep them separated. And typically, you don't want them and a guy like Kevin or a guy like Thomas Bryant, because it's a lot of compromise. Did they play zone today? I don't think they did.
They played a couple with the bench lineup. Yeah, they played a couple with the Tyler and the bench lineups. It wasn't much though.
Yeah, so obviously I think that's going to be something that comes into play more. But I just really, it was a welcome sight because Duncan played so well in the postseason that you kind of happy to see him pick up where he left off and kind of contribute. And again, they're not whole. Josh Richardson was not available tonight, and Haywood Highsmith was not available tonight, and Jovic did not play either, which I know that people were going to be upset about. But Tiff, Rohan said on Mixed Bag that was a guy that he kind of saw getting squeezed out of the rotation. Brady Hawk said that yesterday on our final preview. So, not to get into Jovic, but I know we just wanted to briefly mention that. Let's talk about Jimmy as we wrap this up. Bon, I was talking to Tiff and I said Jimmy was in peak I don't give a fuck mode, but I don't give a fuck mode for Jimmy is he sleepwalks to a nice line and he contributes and he doesn't turn the ball over, and he's like a basketball machine. 19-13, 4 assists, 2 steals. Didn't shoot the ball well, 6 of 18. Got to the line 9 times and did not have a turnover.
Wait, did you say 13?
13 what?
He had
rebounds.
Yeah,
rebounds. Yeah.
He had 6 offensive rebounds.
He fucked around and got 13 rebounds and wasn't trying.
On that lineup, off that big ass physical.
He's so annoying, dude. Like
he had so 8 offensive rebounds. They were like
my last count hearing was 6, 8.
Bro, they had 16 offensive rebounds today. That was crazy.
I could not believe Jimmy getting his own rebounds. He said an ode to Yurt 7.
Well, because he got blocked a gajillion times.
Yeah.
So my man padding his stats.
That's how you pad your stats.
That's how you pad your.
No,
stats.
he felt fine. Like peak just here, but here and super effective. Like he didn't pop to me really at all, but I think that's fine. And I think I wasn't looking for him to pop. I was actively looking at the other pieces and kind of how they came along. And just quietly in the background, he just does his thing. He's not going to let them lose games where if he can help it. And I think that's fine. I think that's what you need. It's very much another one of those Franky seasons in the sense of, you're going to have to just take losing some games here or there just so that the rest of the shit kind of, massages itself together or whatever. But the close ones, you can process and work things out through the first 3 quarters or whatever. Last half quarter of the fourth, Jimmy's not going to, let you be too far out of things. So I don't really have much to kind of say about him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of what we expected, and I always Tiff. I think we've talked about this too. I mean, tonight was a good example of the Jimmy calendar. Does this man care about basketball? To the Jim VP, to the we are watching Michael Jordan 2.0 get this man some help calendar. My goat.
Damn, 13 boards.
I know. I rebounded his centers.
Child.
Bam had 8. Did he? Bam had 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam had 8, and Kevin Love had 10.
Duncan. Kevin Love had 10.
Kevin, listen, Kevin had a
Kevin
real
was
nice
decent
game.
tonight.
I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Listen, it's the first day. Real quick, how do we feel about the Drew Smith experience? We'll go around the room. Very, very quick hitter. Bond.
Drew was fine. Leave him alone.
Franky.
Defensively, he's good. Offensively, they help off of him. That's all we were saying. Like his first offense, he brought the ball up. This is supposed to be his strength, bringing the ball up. He got the offense going with 10 seconds left. Like I just didn't see. I would rather give those 9 minutes to Jacquez. Let Jacquez play 22.
Tiff,
I don't see it.
Your quick Drew Smith take.
He's all right.
Alf just texted me. Duncan being their third or fourth most important offensive player is going to make this a dream season for me. So that's where he's at tonight.
Third or fourth, he says. Okay.
Yeah, big night.
That won't let.
For the podcast audience,
What's going on?
Bang from way downtown.
What's going on? Tiff, what's going on?
I mean, right now we got highlights of Mr. Strus. I'm just saying, because as I was told, he was trash, he was garbage. Get this man off my team, so on and so forth. Sometimes people settle in and they show out. So Strus took what y'all like to call that heat culture and took his ass to Cleveland and showed y'all why he was the best player on the Cavs tonight. That's all I'm saying. What was the
stat line, Tiff? What was the stat line?
What's the stat line? Was it 27 and 12?
Damn.
27 and 12. I bet you wish you had that tonight, don't you? While you were struggling it out with Cade Cunningham.
He was all types of nothingness.
Now look at him.
So,
that's all I'm saying.
27, 12, 7 for 13 from 3.
Don't you wish you had that tonight? For the listening audience.
He made 8 as a team, 8 threes as a team.
I miss him, and I miss Gabe. I don't.
Yes.
I don't like seeing Gabe over there. It's like
I don't like seeing Gabe over there.
I imagine it's what like seeing your child like go away to college is like. You don't trust the company that they're gonna keep. You know that your child is like a good person, but you
impressionable, innocent and young.
You don't trust the other people. It's
the way the way you talked about your imaginary child. You're gonna be that parent that's like watching him from the bushes and shit, making sure he's going to class and stuff.
Nah, I
let go. Let go.
I got a life Kyle.
Let go.
I got a life. I got Kyle Lowry property.
You're not wrong though.
Yeah, I don't got time. My kid got to figure it out in the cold world.
Speaking of Kyle,
well, we made fun of him. I mean, he didn't want to shoot. I thought it was fine. I thought like defensively
he was making fun of. He didn't want to shoot.
He didn't want to shoot. He was fine. I mean, like he don't want to shoot today. I mean,
took one more shot than your imaginary child.
He took.
Damn!
He took a shot
at the end.
He took.
He'll bounce back.
Tiff, can we talk about the closing lineup?
Yeah,
there was the starting lineup.
That's what
I think Alf summed it best when he's like, "What is this lineup?" And he goes, "Wait, it's the starters."
But that's not fair because like Caleb's knees fucked up, and Haywood and Hamish was not available today.
Yeah, we talked about that in the chat. Hamish will close over Kevin, and if the offense
Caleb,
I didn't think Kevin was the problem. I think it was Kyle.
Josh wasn't there as well.
Jacquez, man, they had Drew.
The optics look too bad, Franky. You can't close the Army just yet.
It's a rookie to you.
With Jacquez, the offense looked good when he.
I'm with you. I'm saying
they're gonna be protective of him. You know what I mean? I don't know. I thought Kyle was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. He was.
Him passing up shots kills the team. Like they already can't shoot as is.
I gotta be honest, Franky. Tonight wasn't. There are days that I'm like, that's bad. Today, I again, I was watching on playback, so I think that I'm not as like attuned to what's happening. When I watch a game, outside of like a bar, like playback, I'm taking notes. Like I'm trying to entertain an audience. People are calling me. They're just saying I'm delusional. I just didn't feel tonight was like you're fucking up. You're like, I didn't feel tonight was like last season at points where him not taking shots was like legitimately like, bro.
They struggled to break 100.
And when they had 60 at the half,
minutes,
they had 60 at the half.
and they struggled to break 100.
I know they had a. Yeah,
The
they had a
Pacers scored
20
100 and 900,000.
Man, what the hell is that?
Max
Everyone's
Cruz
mad at
scored
me.
a quarter of what we did.
I'm not, guys, and I don't want to spend too much time, guys. I'm not delusional. Like, you can't play that many minutes and like not contribute to offense.
We know, G. We just
No, but I'm
giving you a
talking to
hard
chat.
time.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I have eyes.
Happy.
You know what I mean? I have eyes. I just thought he was like okay. He was not great. He was just like I wish they had a better choice, and it would have been Jacquez. But
honestly,
they're not going to throw the rookie out there like that.
It is what it is. Sure. I'm telling you. I honestly don't care about that tonight. Let's see what happens Friday.
Yeah.
Because Friday.
Ultimately,
leave him alone, man. Leave him alone.
Ultimately, guys, how do you guys all feel about this game and this performance?
It is what it is, guys. Listen, they're 1-0. You know, they're sitting pretty. They get to go. I think it's at Boston, correct? They're going into Boston. So. Yeah, Boston. By the way, this Missoula guy, this second row Joe guy, he played his guys like a bajillion minutes tonight. He out minutes Tom Thibodeau. Tatum 39 minutes. Porzingis 38 minutes.
They're not making it healthy to the playoffs.
Listen,
Tiff, how'd you feel about this game?
Hey, man.
Overall. Fucking ignore my question.
It was meh, but they won. Like I said, it's the first game. You got a couple of people out, but Friday to me is going to be a test of who's available. Mm-hmm. That's the test. Like tonight, it is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You got the win that you needed. Yeah. But Friday is the test.
They saved time for Friday.
They're not healthy. Like Caleb Highsmith is missing that game. I don't particularly know.
I'm not using that no more because we never healthy. So I'm not going to
use that for sure. But like I think
who's available?
So
their best wing, their like most important wing defender is like gonna miss that game. So it's like that's kind of like to me. I'm just like super
Yeah.
About it, you know, like,
and then so where do they go defensively with that game? Because you ain't gonna see all that Kevin Love.
Jimmy Butler reporting for duty.
I mean,
Jimmy's gonna show up for that game. Jimmy's
yeah, of course.
Jimmy's gonna show up. Bam's gonna show up. They're gonna play hard.
They're gonna need Caleb defensively.
That's the problem.
I would have rather seen Cade. Like I would have rather give Caleb the night off. And
the
way he looked, oh man. I hope he's healthy. I don't want to see it. He struggled moving laterally. Part of it was guarding Cade, and Cade was really good. Credit to him. That Pistons young core looks good. Bon, Caleb, you're very well spoken about the injuries and stuff, and you know a lot more about the tendinosis and stuff. But how is that affecting him, like laterally? How does that affect him moving side to side on guarding on defense?
It's all the same thing. Playing on your toes, being able to, and I've seen it reported both ways. I've seen it reported itis. I've seen it reported osis. A lot of the itis, like repeated bouts of that, leads to the osis. But anything that requires kind of planting and pushing off it, especially if you're not in like a traditional sitting stance. Even his stance, he's still kind of up on his toes. So.
Yeah, I'm just worried about him.
Yeah, listen, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. 1-0, guys. 1-0. You'll love to see it. Thanks for rocking with us. MHB postgame show. Love you guys. Don't worry. We'll be live. We'll be live on Friday. Alf is hosting the postgame show. Give it up for Alf. You know, it's gonna be a big Heat win. Or he's gonna slander the fuck out of all the Heat players. It's a win-win on you guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. Again, 11 years, our 11th season doing Miami Heat Beat. To my co-host, to me, to Brian, we love and thank you guys, the audience, people like Eric, been subscribed 3 years, all that good stuff. We love you guys. We will see you Friday. I don't think there's a pod this week, so we'll see you Friday. Love y'all.